Okay. Good morning. Daf Kuf Zayin Amud Aleph. Harei Olai Zov Lo Yivchas Medina Zov. So we learned in the Mishnah, if a person is menadiv gold, he says, I'll give gold. So, gold, he says, I'll give gold. So, usually when a person makes a neder, we take the lowest amount. So, since he said Zov, it's a dinar Zov. We are 3 lines down on Daf Kuf Zayin Amud Aleph. Harei Zav Lo Yivchos Medinar Zov. Ask the Gemara of Dimla Nasko. Maybe he meant a bar of gold. Obviously, it means a small bar of gold that's even less, worth less than a dinar, because we always go with the least amount. Thank you. The least amount. Thank you. Says the Gemara, because he said mefurish, a coin, so we take the smallest coin, not the smallest amount of gold. Vidilma pride. So if it's a coin, maybe he meant a pruta of zav, which is much less. It's not shchiach at all to make this pruta of gold, so therefore it's not mistaber that's what he meant. So now the Gemara goes through the same thing with kesef, almost word for word, with a small variation at the end. Kesef, lo yivchos medinar. So if a person says, I'm going to bring to the Beis HaMikdash silver, so the least amount of silver is a dinar, so he has to bring a dinar. Maybe he meant a bar of silver. Because he said a coin. Vidilma priti, and maybe he meant a pruta of silver. It's a place that they don't use this kind of coin. So what does that mean? Before we said they don't make it, and now when it comes to silver, they don't use it. Because obviously people make prutas of silver. That's very common. So we have to be talking about in a place that they don't use it, and therefore when he said I'm bringing silver, he did not mean a pruta of silver because they don't use it there. He meant a dinar of silver. If a person makes a neder that he's going to bring copper, so it's not less than 1 ma of silver. So that's different. When it comes to gold, he has to bring gold. When it comes to silver, he brings silver. When it comes to copper, he brings silver. Not copper.
I'm not bound to silver. I thought he meant the silver, he brings the silver value of the copper.
Yeah.
Shavi.
Right. And what did I say?
No, he brings the copper, but the value of the silver.
It could be either way. It's a value. He has to bring a certain amount. I don't know if a person says zav and he brings a dinar zav, maybe he could bring it in silver also if that's the Shabbos. I'm not sure that has to be necessarily gold. Maybe you're right, I don't know. When he donates copper, what's the least amount of copper? It has to be a fork, a small fork made out of copper. Lamai chazio. What can you do with a small fork of copper in the Beis HaMikdash? You could help out in the menorah. Tosfos says it's not really the menorah because the menorah already has its kalim. So it means something else that they use for light. Another type of menorah, maybe one of Shlomo's menorahs, maybe means, I don't know.
They had light there,
They had bulbs. So they use this little copper fork to play around with the wick, to clean it out. I mean, we already learned that in the menorah, you flip it over, upside down, you clean it out completely. You don't need this guy's copper fork. Barzel, what do you do with metal, iron? So Rashi says that in the Beis HaMikdash, they had on the rooftop, so that the ravens shouldn't land on the rooftop and cause a mess, so they had these plates of metal with spikes on it, and they couldn't land. So you had it. So when a person says metal, he means one of these pieces. V'kama Omer Rav Yosef amal amal. An amma, that's the minimum. Now, they say that this was only in the Bayis Sheni, but in the Bayis Rishon, there was no need for it, the birds wouldn't come close. He has to bring one by one plate of metal. Not that necessarily, it could be that the pshat over here is the Ikadamri holds that they didn't even use it in the Beis Hamikdash. What could you do with the amal amma? You could make this kind of plate that they sell in the hardware store for other things, not necessarily for the Beis Hamikdash. I think the Aruch says that kloya over here means literally a scarecrow. Not this plate, a flat piece of metal with spikes, but you create a raven out of it that scares other birds. Harei Ela Yayin, says the Mishnah. New Mishnah. Harei Ela Yayin. Lo yivchois mishloish lugan. If a person says, I'm going to bring wine, what did he mean he's going to bring wine to the Beis Hamikdash? He meant 3 lugin. Because when it comes to the Nesachim, the minimum amount by Nesachim is 3 lug. You have 3 lug, 4 lug, and 6 lug, depending on the animal, as we're going to see soon. So the minimum is 3 lug. If he says shemen, this obviously goes according to the sheet on Peches. Where do we have it? Not Peches. Kuf. Where was it? Kuvav? Kuvdalet? Kuvdalet on the base. It says, Rashi. I got the shtach. I forgot. It says in the Mishnah Machlokes Rebbe Tarfon and Rebbe Kiva whether or not you're allowed to bring oil b'chlal. Rebbe Kiva says you can't. So this goes according to Rebbe Tarfon that says you could bring oil as in a nedava. So how much? Because in a mincha we bring 1 lug oil. Rabbi Omer, shloisha lugim, it doesn't go, you don't learn it out of a mincha, you learn it out from Nesachim. And Nesachim, you bring 3 lug of oil, just like you bring 3 lug of wine. So in Mela, it's 3 lug. Pirashti, if a person has no idea how much he says, I said a certain amount, but I don't remember what the amount was. So like we had with the Rebbe with 1830, over here we have a different halach. He has to go to the max. What's the most a person can bring in one day? Yavi kiyom meruba, like the most possible in the calendar year. And as the Gemara is going to explain, like we had before, it's the first day of Sukkot, it's the most amount of lugim, it comes out to 140 lugim. If it falls in Shabbos, yeah. Tana Rabbana. Ezroch, Melamish, Misnadrim Yain. We just had this Gemara. From the whole pasuk tells us about Nesachim, and it's completely extra. So we learn from the word Ezrach that a civilian could bring Melamid Shmisnadim Yaim. It doesn't have to come together with a carbon. You can just bring wine on its own. Vekama Shloisha Lugin. You can bring 3 lug. Umenayin Shimrotz Eloisev Yosef. And how do I know I can bring more than 3 lug? Tamaloymar Yiyah. Yiyah, it should be the more the better. Yochel Yivchos. So if so, maybe I could bring less than 3. Tamaloymar Kacha. Kacha is as is, not less. So not less than 3, but you could bring more than 3. Shem Elo Yivchos Ben Aloy. Rebbe Omer Shloisha Lugin. What's machlokes if you bring 1 lug or 3 lug? Very scary words, very simple concept. Basically, how do I know b'chlal that I could donate shemen? I learned it out from mincha. In the pasuk of mincha, it says the word karban, that means shemen. Now, mincha is only 1 lug, and Nesachim is 3 lug. So if I learn out the whole concept from mincha, maybe I should also learn out the amount. I'm learning out the idea, so I should also learn out the amount. Or no, I'll take the idea. I'll learn that I could donate shemen if I want to donate shemen. How much? Let me compare it to something that's similar to shemen, which is Nesachim. Just like Nesachim, I donate wine on its own. It's not part of a mincha. It's an individual. So a guy comes, brings 3 lug of wine, he pours on the mizbeach. So too, he's going to bring shemen. He's going to bring 3 lug of shemen. Where did I get the idea from? Mincha. So dumina, do I learn from it, and I continue learning everything from it, then which means I have to learn the lug part, or no? I learn shemen from here, fine, but then how the amount I go to Nesachim. All right. Next time, if there's more time, on a Monday. There's more. Takes time. Starting. What's the Shabbos? What? This
What happens when Shabbos gets out early?
Less than 12 hours.
Zog the Gemara. It's a very easy daf today. So let's see inside. Do I learn out from mincha and umina, and then I also learn out from mincha the amount? Or do I just learn out from mincha v'oikim basra, and I just leave mincha as is, and I learn out the amount from somewhere else? So I learned the concept from mincha that I could bring in a davav shemen amin misnadvim. Umina, and I also learn out from shemen from mincha ma mincha beloig, just like a mincha is one lug of shemen and that's it. Af shemen beloig. So that's why when I donate shemen on its own to the mizbeach, it's only a lug. I learn out shemen from mincha and thank you very much and that's it. I don't learn anything else. Period. And then I learned the amount from nesachim, from wine. Ma nesachim shleishus lugin. Af shemen nami shleishus lugin. Amru Rav Papa. If Rebbe learns out from mincha, then we'd have a big problem. Then there would be no machlokes, and everybody would agree that once I learn out from mincha, I have to learn out everything from mincha, and it's only a look. And the Rebbe doesn't learn out from the pasuk mincha. Rebbe learns it out from a completely different pasuk. The original pasuk that the Gemara brought down, Ezrach, that Ezrach could bring any type of nadav, he could bring nesachim, and therefore, if it's like nesachim, it's 3. How could you say that he learns it out from Ezra, Vatanya, Korban, this pasuk? Yeah, we'll go back to this thing. What's the word? Korban. We're learning out from the pasuk, Milamich Misnatvim Shemen. We're not learning out from Ezra, we're learning out from this pasuk, Korban. V'kamo shloishis lugin. 3 lug. We have a machlokes in our Mishnah whether it's 1 lug or 3 lug. Who says 3? Rebbe. Because Maisi lo Korban. He learns it out from this pasuk, not from Ezra. So what are you telling me? He learned it out from Ezra. Amalei Itanya. Checkmate. You're right. If this you have a brisa that says in Mefurish that he learns it out from Korban, I can't say that he learns it out from Ezra. And then Melo what? So I have to say Doimino Vuki Basra, and he learns it out from the Sachim. Pirashti ben Yudea ma pirashti yovi kiyoy meruba. A person says.
When it brings this machlokes, also brings kula avalot domino, I think. But now you see that not everyone agrees domino.
No, I think over there also it's the same. And if you hold that everybody agrees, I don't think everybody agrees necessarily.
Didn't say that everyone says domino.
I'm pretty sure that there's machlokes, and they say even if you say that domino, it's like another step in.
And maybe in this case.
But obviously, there's always a machlokes domino vuki basra or not. That was never resolved. Pirashi ben ma pirashi. The person says, I donated, I have no idea the amount. Yovi kiyoy meruba. He brings like the most possible, the day that has the most lugim. Tano. Kiyomta berishin shechag, shechalis b'Shabbos. It's like the first day of Sukkot that falls out on Shabbos. And I stole this chart from, we had this exact same thing, but we're going to get to this noise. So here's the chart. These are the type of korbanos you bring on Sukkot that falls out on Shabbos. And this is the amount of lugin you do per animal, and this is the total. So on Sukkot, you bring 13 parim. Each par gets 6 lug of wine and 6 lug of oil.
But you did it yourself with the sum and it multiplied the first cell by the second cell, or you filled it in by hand?
By hand. This is not Excel, this is a Word. But it's a very good kasha. I thought you were talking about the other chart had black and white, white, and I thought you were asking me a kasha on that, but you didn't remember that. Okay, fine. Awesome. Kvasim, how many sheep do you bring? A total of 18 sheep. Right, but over here it's split up. 14 over here, and then 2 for the Musaf Shabbos and 2 for the Talmud. Per each sheep gets 3 lug. That's the minimum. If you notice here, how many lugim do you bring for these animals? For the kvasim, you bring 3. For the Eilim you bring 4, and for Parim you bring 6. So it's 3, 4, and 6. Those are the combinations. So you have 3 times 14 equals 42. And over here you have 4 times 2 equals 8. 3 times 2 equals 6. 3 times 2 equals 6. Total of 140 lugim. That's the most. What's the lesson? I don't remember the lesson from last night. What's the lesson you said last night?
Pay attention to what you say.
Pay attention to what you say. Remember what you say. Don't have amnesia. Because you could have gotten away with one lug, and at the end you ended up bringing one of those oil trucks full of 140 lugin of liquids. What? It's 140 liters, basically. Something like that. It's a lot. Less. Oh yeah, it's 70 liters maybe. Lug is like a half a liter maybe. Mashkaze. Says the Mishnah. Harei alai oilo. Okay, so for this, what's his name? Simon Wolf sent me in the middle of the morning, very early. I did this last night. This is from the Art Scroll Boisai Art Scroll Heritage Foundation. What is it called? No, Misaira Heritage Foundation. It's in your Gemara right over there. Right over here. But I have to say it. You have to say it. Oh, I have to write it. Yeah, it's okay. I wrote it right over here. Now I could be ruined there with the colors. I got overzealous here with the arts and crafts. The blue is male. The red is female. So these are the type of animals that we have. We have cattle, sheep, and goats, and each one has a female and a male, and the kids, the young ones, the ones that are a year old, are also male and female. So if you take the cattle, you have a par and a para, which is here's a picture. If you don't know what it looks like, here's a par and a para. Egel and an egla. It doesn't really have it over here. Okay, so here's the calf, but this is a female. I don't know how he knows, and the male is missing. It's a big mistake. We're going to go back and get a male. Now, soin. This might be so familiar. You have an ayel and a rechela, and a keves and a kivsa, or a tle and a talyo. Rechela. And in the goats you have a sar and a seira, and a gdi and a gdiya. In English it's called a he goat and a she goat. Is that an actual thing, or that's made up by Art Scroll? A he goat and a she goat. How come it's not a he elephant and a she elephant? Fine. When it comes to it sounds a shtickle. Fine. We got the idea. Says the Mishnah, if a person says oila, now an oila could only be male. So therefore, what does he bring? Yavi keves, because out of all these blues, the cheapest one is a male sheep, the one that Avi did knufa with. That's the cheapest. I guess it's cheaper than a goat. Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah Omer, what? Yeah, but he can't bring a lamb. He has to bring.
But that's the male lamb.
Yeah, the male lamb. Yeah, this is called the lamb. You're right. Lamb. They're both called lambs. Cheapest. But there is one thing cheaper than that. Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah Omer, oy tor, oy ben yoina. It's either I rather not even show this because they're a nuisance here, but they will one day become something valuable. You have these guys. People spend half their life trying to get rid of these guys. I once rented a house from Mendy. He'll tell you a whole story what happened. He still suffers at the end because of me, because I didn't live there, and these guys took home there. You can't get rid of them. If you want to see an example of how you can't get rid of them, go under Yesh. I just there Friday. A guy you go under Yesh, the ramp, they have these pigeons there, and they welcome you as you come in. Sometimes you get, so a guy put a net there, but apparently when he put the net, they wouldn't run away. So he just put the net there with 15 pigeons. So now they're like flying around in circles. 2 of them come there today. They're probably all on the net. And this is a tar. That was on Friday. This is a tar. This is a turtle dove. This also I think we have here in Israel. It doesn't look as pretty as this, but it's the brown one, I'm assuming. The brown, the thing that looks like a pigeon. Okay, so says Rabbi Elazar that a person that says oila, he doesn't necessarily mean one of these, which cost 100 dinar or 4 dinar. We're going to see in the Mishnah. It could be even a pigeon. That's also included in his neder. Pirashti min abokar. A person says, I promise I'm going to bring an oila from cattle. Venidem apirashti. So what are the options? He said cattle. So now he has only two options. These guys could either be a bull or a calf, a male calf, because they have to be a zachar because it's oila. Yavi parveigel min habeima. He said again, I'm bringing a oila from animal. Venidem apirashti yavi. So now he has to bring parveigel. Ayil sorg di vitala. He has to bring all the blues, everything in blue. He has to bring because he said behema again. He didn't take Menachem's advice. Pirashti venidama pirashti. I remember I said something, but I don't know what. Moisif aleim toiru ben yoina. Because he didn't say behema. Now he said it could be anything, any type of oil in the world. So he has to bring 6 varieties. These 6, 8. These 6 plus 2 is 8. A toir uben yoina. Harei toida ushlamim. Now toida is not a zachar. Yavi keves. He could bring a male or a female sheep. Pirashti min abakar ve'en yudeh ma pirashti. He said, I'm bringing a shlamim, but it was from cattle. Now, since a shlamim could be female also, so he can't get away with just the blue. He has to bring the blue and the red. Notice that he can't bring just an adult and say that an adult is much more expensive than a calf. He'll have to bring the adult, and the Gemara is going to talk about it. Yovi paro egel ve'egla. He has to bring 4. 2 males, adult, and a calf, and 2 females. Mina behema ve'nidem apirashti. He didn't say bakar, just an animal, so now it could be the smaller animals. Yovi paro egel ve'egla, ayel v'rochela, sor sira, gdi ugdiya, tola utalya. Pretty expensive. What did I say? I said 6 before? No, I'm completely off. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. There's 12 varieties. Harei shar. If a person says, I'm bringing a bull, yavihu nesacha b'mana. So Rashi says over here, it seems like from Rashi, it's almost like a halacha Moshe Sinai. This is what we kach nisparish dinu b'Torah shebal peh, that it has to be the amount. It goes like this: the person says, I'm donating a car to the Beis Hamikdash, right? It could be a Lamborghini for $250,000. It could be a Toyota Corolla that's 20 years old. So what does he bring? That's the problem here. You have a cow that's worth it could plow 20 fields in a day. You have a cow that you have to shech the tomorrow. It's about to die. So what do you bring? Something that costs a mana. There's actually a value to it. It has to be a mana together with the nesachim. The nesachim are expensive. It's 6 lug of oil, 6 lug of shevet. So you minus. So basically, your animal costs 90. Let's say 90 dinner and the dinner for the oil. But the total is 100. Egel, if he says I'm donating a calf, yavihu nesachav b'chamesh. So this is 25. This is only 25% of the adult. He brings 25 dinner, 5 slaim, which are 25 dinner instead of 100 dinner. Ayel yavihu nesachav b'shtayim. He brings two slaim. Each cell is worth 4, so it's a total of 8 dinner. Keves. Yavihu nesachav b'sela. He brings 1 sela versus, which is only 4. Basically, a cow, according to this Mishnah, a cow costs 25 times the amount of a sheep. He brings a sela is only 4 dinner, and a cow is 100 dinner. Shar b'mana, if he says, I'm bringing specifically a bull that cost 100. Yavi b'mana chutz min hasachav. Now he can't get away with including the wine and the oil in the mana because he said specifically the ox is going to cost me 100. So he has to bring something that costs 100 plus wine and oil. Egel b'chamesh, the same thing with the egel. Yavi b'chamesh chutz min hasachav. Ayel b'shtayim, yavi b'shtayim chutz min hasachav. Keves b'sela, yavi b'sela chutz min hasachav. Big arichos here.
What if he says less than the base price?
But he says mefurish, yeah, then it's okay. If he says mefurish, I'm bringing a cow that only costs a pruta, then it's okay. If you can find one, yeah. Guys, they have these chickens that they. I was at a chicken farm and they pay the guy to come take it away. They lay eggs for a certain amount of time. They're worthless. They basically it's food for fish or something. He told me. So they have to pay a guy to come with a truck and take these half dead chickens that are dying away, or do kaparas with them, whatever. Yeah.
If he says harezu,
Yeah.
Then where does the money come in? So obviously
Exactly.
who doesn't
But that's what
have
he's saying.
money,
Even more than that, if he doesn't say zui, he says an amount. He says, I am bringing a cow that costs $1. It's $1. The problem is where he doesn't say anything. He says, a cow. What is a cow? So we say it's almost halacha mishim sinai that it's a mana. Here's an interesting halacha. A guy says, I'm going to bring a cow, an ox that costs 100. So he went and he brought 2 cows that cost 100 together. That's not good. Not only that, he said, I'm going to donate 100, a cow worth 100. He went and he brought 2 cows that are together worth 198. Almost double than what he promised. Still not good. Because he doesn't have in there 1 cow that's worth 100. So it's not the amount of money. Each cow has to be worth 100. Shachar v'hevi lavan, lavan v'hevi shachar. Let peek in Taisus for a second. Taisus shachar v'hevi lavan. What's the difference between black and white? It says Taisus chalukim tzas. Each one has a different maila. Kedamar perkei de nazir perkamed ukma lemashche. The black one is good for the hide. Ehrenfeld is not here, but he'll tell you. Oh, he is? Where is he? Oh. So Aleichem. Sumka lebisrei. You see what Taisa says, Moshe? The red one is good for basar. Is that right? That's how it works today. V'chivra leridya. And the white one is good for plowing. So black is for the hide, red is for the meat, and the white is for plowing. So each one has a different value. I don't know what's the most valuable. I guess maybe plowing in those days was most valuable. I don't know. Different, yeah, definitely different breeds. Ask him, Charolais and the Lincoln, and there's a million different types. Says the Gemara, says the Mishnah. Shachar be'evi love and love be'evi shachar, godla be'evi katan. This is a big chiddush, that if I promise to bring a big one and I bring a small one, fine. Lo yatsa. Katan be'evi godol yatsa. Now, the Tanakhama says the obvious, we would think is the obvious, that if a person donates a small animal and he brings a larger animal, the more the better. Rabbi Omer Leot says no, it has to be exactly what you promised. Says the Gemara.
What's the difference between this according to Tanakama and the ratio of the Mishnah? That when you say Dak or Stam, you have to bid in.
Right, so the Gemara is going to talk about it. Whether it's Rebbe or not Rebbe, the Gemara says it's Rebbe. So let's see, so says the Gemara. Now the Gemara is going back to the beginning of the Mishnah, where it says that if you promise the Oila, you bring an animal, and according to who was it, Rebbe Lazar, you bring a tar. You can bring, Rebbe Lazar ben Azariah says you bring even a pigeon. Says the Gemara, there's no machlokes. Marke Asrei or Marke Asrei. According to Rashi, it means that in this place the pigeon costs more than an animal, or according to the Rambam, it means that since people, when they say the word Oila, they mean also bird, so maybe you can bring a bird. Not that it almost doesn't make sense what Rashi is saying that a bird costs more than an animal. So according to the Rambam, it makes a little bit more sense that it doesn't cost more, but because it's normal to say I'm going to bring an oila, he meant a bird, so maybe he can bring a bird. Yovi keves. If a person says I'm bringing an oila worth a sela, so he brings a keves because that costs a sela, like the Mishnah says. Pirashti, if he says, I specified what it was, but I don't remember what it was, meaning it's going to cost a sell, but I don't remember what. It has to bring every type of thing any type of carbon that I could bring to the mizbeach that costs a sell, meaning even the Rabbeinu Gershom here says on the side, if you have Rabbeinu Gershom, he says it means even flour that costs the sella or levina that costs the sella. Pirashi min abokar ben yudeh ma pirashti. Yovi parve egel. He says I'm bringing an oila from cattle, but I don't know if it's I don't know what. So he brings the adult and he brings the calf. Amai laisi par memarav shach. Let him bring the most expensive one, and that includes a calf. Homani Rebbe. So the beginning of the mission, the Omar Kotan v'hevi gadol lo yotza. So Rebbe holds if you donate a small one and you bring a big one, you don't say a kolchkin kavachayimer. No, small. Maybe I'm just thinking now. A calf is veal. It's a different type of animal. It has different value. Maybe even more expensive. So per pound, it's more expensive. So that's what he donated. Don't bring something else that's bigger and larger and more expensive. It's a different thing. Says the Gemara, I Rebbe, Ema Seifa. So now the Gemara just brings the whole Mishnah again. Shor b'mona v'hevi shnai b'mona. Person donated a cow that's worth 100. And he brought 2 that are worth 100 layatza. V'afilu zeh b'mona chaser dinar v'zeh b'mona chaser dinar. Even if he brought 2, each one was worth 99, and together they're worth 198, which is a lot more than what he promised, 100. Shachar baby love and baby shachar. Different colored cows do different things. Gadol baby katan. If he brings a large one, he said he donated a large one, he brought a small one layatza. Katan baby gadol yatza. Rabbi Yomi layatza. Now it's not the same, but as the Gemara, Reish v'Seifa Rebbe Mitziyos Rabbanon. In the beginning, you said it goes according to Rebbe, and there's 0 machlokes there. Rabbanon, the Mishnah should have said, and Rabbanon disagree. All of a sudden, the whole Seifa, you say the whole Seifa, and you bring Rabbanon first, and you bring Rebbe last. It doesn't fit in. Says the Gemara in Reish v'Seifa Rebbe, it does work well. Mitziyas Rabbanon. V'achiko Amar, Dova ze machlokes Rebbe Rabbanon. By me bringing a machlokes in the Seifa tells me that the ratio also is not just a das. It's not just what do you call it? A stam mishnah, and that's the halacha. You should know that also in the ratio there's a machlokes, the same exact machlokes between Rebbe and Rabbanon. And Rabbanon are going to say, no, you don't have to bring 2. You can bring just the larger one, and you yaitza the smaller one also.
Those are the same cases. Those are different. When I say shachar and I bring lavan, that's something else. When I say small and I bring big, that's inclusive. That's bichlal masai money.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, but it has it both. It has it twice.
At
the end, it brings the case. At the end, it brings gadol v'katan, which is the same as the reisha. And in the seifa, it brings a machlokes, and the reisha doesn't bring a machlokes. It's the same Mishnah, doesn't even bring the machlokes. Kilu, nothing happened. So the Gemara is saying that the Seif is explaining the ratio to tell you that even in the ratio there's a machlokes. Not also, we learned in Shkolim, and we had this sugya a few days ago. I don't remember when. It was either 6 months ago or last week, somewhere in between. What? It's only 4 days ago. Shisha l'nidava. So it says that there was 13 shofars, right? There were the pushkas, that there was shape of a shofar, which there was narrow on the bottom, wide on the top. I don't want to say like in America they have now. If you go,
No, it's narrow.
narrow on the top. Sorry, narrow on the top. So
Narrow on the bottom.
You couldn't get, no.
No.
yeah, so you can't pull the money out.
Put your money in, but you couldn't get your hand in to get it
Yeah,
out.
you can't get it out.
So, money
It's a
got to the
pushka.
bottom.
It's an upside down cone.
If you go to the grocery, they have 3 of them on the wall.
How many?
There's 3.
3. Why 3? Based on what?
We had this before also, but they can buy some, so we have 3.
Those 3. Based on this.
Yeah, but at the bottom it all goes into one bowl.
That's
And last week also.
And then usually it's called bread.
You look at the pushka
This is the
downstairs.
same conversation we had last week.
Yeah.
Leaf play.
I don't know if it was last week.
3 days
It's not so
ago.
posh. It was last week. Beich Teis was last week. Doesn't seem like it. But Keneged me. So now 6 out of the 13. What do they represent? Omar Chizkiya Keneged Shisha Bati Avois Hakoyanim Shetiknum Chachamim Shiesholim Zem Zeh. So there were 24 mishmaris of kohanim, and they went like this twice a year basically. Each mishmar. Now each mishmar was divided into 6 batei avos. Each Beisav did 1 day, from Sunday through Friday. Shabbos, all 6 combined. So basically, the Beis Av that worked on Sunday got whatever people showed up on Sunday. Maybe it was harder to get to the Beis Hamikdash on Sunday than it was on Monday because you have Shabbos. So maybe there's less people on Sunday. Monday more. So there's a problem of Shalom. There's a very, very interesting Rashi here that tells us a little bit about human nature. Rashi says in the middle, the Kohanim are going to say as follows. Let's say 100 people brought oilos on Sunday. So it's gishmak. They come out with 100 hides. And who knows how much shlamim, and shlamim no, they don't get, they goes to the owner. So there's other karbanos that they get to eat, chatas. Tons of chatas they get to eat. Then on Monday, it was very shvach. Only 6 people showed up, and they get 6 hides. So what do they do? But the mizbech is an idol. So they throw on a few oilos, so it shouldn't be idle. Total, they get 20 karbanos. Says Rashi, the guys that got 100 karbanos are very upset and jealous of the guys that got 20. Why? Because the 100 came because of us. We caused them to come. It's our mazel, says Rashi. Those guys are stealing from the pushka. They're taking. We want to share in the pushka also. You got much more hides? No. It reminds me of my children. It's not fair. It's not fair. You got more? No. But he got from a different way. Fine. You see? You got much more. We caused it. So therefore the 6 corresponding to the 6 botei avos. So according to this, it comes out that we try to put in each pushka the exact amount, so that there shouldn't be any fighting, no jealousy.
You're not solving the problem.
No, what happens physically, that people come physically, the more in one day than the other, that's a mazel, that nobody's going to be upset about. But don't take from the pushka and give one mishpacha more than the other mishpacha. That's not fair.
The pushka was used to buy oilers.
Yeah. And they get the hide from the oilers.
And who, it's the Mishnah, it was that day.
That day.
Who were doing the avodah that day, they were doing the shkiti, they were doing
Yeah.
the skinning, etc. Why should they give up to the guys who were working on Sunday? They're working on Monday.
But how did they get the oilers? They got it from the pushka.
So what? They're doing the work.
Yeah, but the pushka is not fair. It's not fair. We want part of the pushka also.
They're not getting the pushka, they're getting the work. They're doing the avodah.
Yeah, but the pushka, they're buying the oilers from the pushka.
Right?
The pushka is going to be divided equally.
Why should that family get more pushka money than our
They're not
family?
getting money.
Even the
They're getting hides.
hides from the pushka. It's from the pushka.
Because they did that avodah.
Not because they did that avodah. If they do that avodah, they get hides. Who says it's not a payment for the avodah? It's an outcome of the avodah. Because you did the avodah, you get the hides. It's not a. Who says it's a payment? At the end of the day, people donate money to the Mizbeach, to the Beis Hamikdash. Who's benefiting from that money donated to the Beis Hamikdash? One family, 2 families, whatever. It's not divided equally. So he says that's his svara. Not everybody agrees with him. The money could become what is it called?
Moldy.
Not moldy or corroded, rusty. That was the word I was looking for. But yeah, he's right. It's ipush is mold. Uziri Omar keneged par ve'egel ayel ve'keves gdiv soyer. There's 6 types of animals, and when a person donates an animal, it has to be exactly the same size that he donated. According to Rebbe, it's each animal is different, and you can't. What happens if a person donated a calf and he put the money in a pushka and they bought with his money a par? He wouldn't be yotzei. So Mamela, they made 6 sheifaros.
So what's the difference?
What?
Not yotzei. He was yotzei already with what he brought. This is the extra.
Why is this extra? No, I'm
Put
saying
it to the moister.
no. That's later on. That's what we learned, and that's coming up. That was a different thing. This is stam. A person donated money for an animal, so he put it in that pushka. The kohen take it out from the pushka, and they buy the animals with it. This is the moisros that basically there was 4 pushkas for 4 types of animals. Parim, Eilim, Kfasim, Mesirim. That what? That if a person donated an animal and his animal got lost, and he donated another one instead, and then they found the original, so then you take the original and you let it graze until it befalls a mum, and then you sell it, and the money goes into one of 4 pushkas. Parim, Eilim, Kfasim, Mesirim. And then number 5, pushka number 5 is Maisrois. That's what we had before in the other sugi. That's why we brought the Gemara here. That if a person donated an animal, he said, I'm donating $100 to buy a cow, because we said a cow costs $100, let's say, $1,000. And then the prices dropped, because that's what happens, is a fluctuation in prices always. It's on the stock market, and one day it dropped. So now he's left with extra money. What does he do with extra money? He puts it in pushka number 5. So 4 pushkas are for if he lost the animal. Pushka number 5 is for the extra money that he donated. Bahama means, machzas shekel, you always bring a little bit more, called a ma, and that little bit more than machzas shekel goes into pushka. Should we stop here?
I thought the mall went to the collective.
Chaval. Okay, fine.
I thought the mall went to the collective.
Meiser, what?